I had a very crazy loss on Friday during the NFP, and I'm going to be showing you how I took that loss in this video. And also, I'm going to be showing you the next trade. I'm going to be showing you the next trade that I'm going to be taking this week. No matter how much you lose and no matter how much you make, we're simply going to make the next trade. We're simply going to open the next position and we're simply going to trade the next trade. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you both my loss for last week and the next trade I'm going to be taking this week. Before going to that, if you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Divine, and what I basically do on this channel is document how I trade and as well show you mindset behind Marshak 30. If you want to see content like this, I want you to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. I'll be right back. I'm going to show you how I had this loss during the NFP on Friday. So you can see how the loss here, right? How the loss here. I'm going to show you how I had this loss. But first, let's go back to the 1 hour time frame. Now on the 1 hour time frame, this level here is simply a point of interest that I identified from the 4 hours time frame. And my interest was basically to see how price was going to react to this point of interest here. And as you can clearly see, when price got to this point of interest, it reacted from it and then it failed. But when it failed, it also induced liquidity. So this line here is basically a liquidity line, and you can see I've identified it as a liquidity that need to be taken out. When price induce an equal low or equal highs, it simply means that price is likely going to come back for it at one point or the other, right? But it's not always guaranteed, right? So basically, when price induce this liquidity at this point here, then started giving us demand zones. When price induced this liquidity here, price started giving us demand zone, a drop, a base, and a rally. Now the whole bias or the whole idea for this trade was simply because price was giving us demand zone here, a rally, a drop, base, rally. This is the first point of demand, and here again we have a drop, base, rally. So this point was also a point of demand. Now I was meant to enter from this demand zone, but I felt like price have left me, so I went for the next point of demand, which I identified on the 15-minute time frame. Yes, which I identified on the 15-minute time frame. Now I felt like price had priced me out at this level here, and I'm simply going to target this liquidity that I identified on the 1 hour time frame. This was liquidity I'm targeting. This equal highs at this point here was basically what I was targeting, right? So when I saw this demand zone here, I thought of taking advantage from this demand zone here to target this liquidity at this point, because I knew that price was likely going to come up for that liquidity before price started going to the downside. And did this point meet my criteria? Yes, it does. Why? Because there was a demand zone and there was also liquidity below this point here, and I felt like this move was basically to sweep the liquidity, then proceed to the higher time frame liquidity, right? So basically, this was the whole bias behind my entry, by simply moving from this point to get this liquidity at this point here. And you can see the news caused a spike that took me out and then went ahead to hit the liquidity that I was expecting price to take. Now, what is the next outcome for GBPUSD? I'm also going to be analyzing my next trade on GBPUSD and how I'm going to simply be following the next entry. Now, what did price do when price gave us this liquidity? When price got liquidity here, price started going to the downside and started giving us a change of character, right? Now, this is a swing high. This is a swing high here, and this is basically a swing low here. When price moved from this point to this high, came back and gave us a change in market structure, giving us signal that price likely going to start going to a downtrend, right? I'm explaining to you what price actually doing at this point here, and then I'm possibly going to show you how I'm going to be entering this trade on Monday if price open. Now, when price gave us this swing, when price gave us this swing high here, came back here and gave us a change of character, price also gave us a new low, right? And this point is our new high, and this new high gave us a new low. So basically, price is simply printing lower lows and lower highs, giving us the impression that price is going to downtrend, and which is what we want to see. want to simply see price proceed to the downtrend by simply giving us swing highs and swing low, lower lows and lower highs. And this is the first high here. This is second low. This is the first high and first low. This is the second high and second low. So possibly for us to continue this trend now, we want to simply see that we want to simply see that price is likely going to come to the upside to give us a low that will take out this low here. Okay, let me go to the 5 minute time frame so I won't be confused. Remember, this is the low here. Now, because price are taking out this low here, we want to simply see price come up a bit and then continue to the downside because this is a very strong high here and this is a weak low. And price likely going to be taking out this low that price also induced at this point here. So before we can join this trend now, we want to simply see price buy up a bit, give us a change of character, and then we'll be looking for sales. The bias is sales. But at what point are we going to sell from? What I want to see price do on Monday is this. I want price to open tomorrow, be Monday, and then possibly induce liquidity at this point here. Induce liquidity at this point here. And I'm possibly going to be looking for my entries at this level here. So what I want to do is this. I want price to open tomorrow, be Monday, buy to the upside, and possibly give us a change of character to the downside. And my entry is going to be like this. This point as my TP1, and possibly depending on what price does, this is going to be my overall, what's it called, stop loss. But it's not going to be as wide as this because I believe that if price comes to this zone and give me a change of character, then I'm going to see a better stop loss, which is going to be like 20 pips or 15 pips stop loss. My stop loss is not always as wide as this, but because of this video, I'm assuming here to be my overall stop loss. If price stop me out at this point, that means this trade has been invalidated, but it's not going to be as wide as this. I'm going to simply wait for price to open tomorrow, be Monday, and start buying to the upside. Once price start buying and get to any of these zones here and start giving me a change of color from these zones here, then I'm going to be looking for a sell. And my sell is going to basically be targeting on this 1 hour liquidity that price induced when price failed this demand zone here. So basically, I'm going to be targeting this point as my point of exit. This point is going to basically be my exit, right? Well, this entry is based on what price does if price open. I want to basically see price open tomorrow, be Monday, buy to the upside around this zone here. I want price to come into this my zone here and give me a change of character. So if price does not come to this point and price are going to the downside, I'm simply going to wait for price to fail this demand zone. I'm simply going to wait for price to fail this demand zone here, then come back to the demand zone here, and I'm going to see for a sell opportunity. Whichever way, price is likely going to sell because price is currently at a resistance level that's going to push the price down to a support level on the daily time frame. So basically, an entry on the GBPUSD is for a sell, but the best entry is to wait for to look for a good entry to enter from or to sell from. And I've given you two good entries at this point. The first one is to simply understand that we want to simply see price buy to the upside, give us a change of character, and then look for sales. And our TP1 is going to basically be at this liquidity point here. That's our TP1. Now another entry again is this. If price open tomorrow, be Monday, and start going to the downside, I want to see price basically fail this demand zone here. I want to see price basically fail this demand zone here. When price fail this demand zone here, I want to simply see price come back into the demand zone again and then continue the sell. What this means is this: price is likely going to go from this point here as a sell. My stop loss is going to be basically around this area here, right? I want two ways. I want price to simply sell, give us a retracement, and then continue the sell. Or I want price to simply buy to this point here, sweep liquidity, and give us a change of character to the downside. So whichever way, I'm simply going for this option for price to simply buy to this up point here and give us a chain of character to the downside. That's my entry for GBPUSD, and that will be all for this video. I will see you in the next video. Peace.